Hey everybody, and welcome to Sammy's Racing History, and it's time for another Legends Profile. Now, this next guy that I'm going to talk about is one that a lot of you have heard about. Even though he passed away before I came along, I have heard about him my entire life because he was my father's favorite driver. He used to watch him race all the time at Langley Speedway up in Virginia. And, of course, I'm talking about the great Glenn Fireball Roberts. Roberts was born in Daytona Beach, Florida, and raised in Apopka, Florida, where he was interested in both auto racing and baseball. He was a pitcher for the Zellwood Mud Hens, an American League baseball team, where he earned the nickname Fireball because of his fastball. He enlisted in the United States Army Air Corps late in World War II in 1945, but was discharged after basic training because of asthma. In the early days of NASCAR, before the billion-dollar stadiums, before the TV deals, before the sport became a national phenomenon, one man stood out as racing's first true superstar. His name was Glenn Fireball Roberts, but the world knew him by a single word: Fireball. At 18, he convinced his mother to sign a release form so he could compete on dirt tracks. In 1947, he ran his first race on the legendary Daytona Beach road course. And just a year later, he won a 150-mile event there. As NASCAR evolved from dusty bull rings to high-speed superspeedways, Fireball Roberts evolved with it. He became one of the sport's most dominant and charismatic drivers. Across 206 career starts, Roberts earned 33 wins, 122 top tens, and 36 poles. He wasn't just fast, he was spectacular. In 1958, he won the Southern 500, one of NASCAR's crown jewel races. In 1962, he delivered the biggest victory of his career, the Daytona 500, driving a black and gold Pontiac built by the legendary Smokey Yunick. Roberts had movie star looks, a crew-cut smile, and a natural ease with the media. Fans adored him. Sponsors chased him. NASCAR needed him. Many still call him the sport's first true superstar. Despite the fiery nickname, Glenn Roberts was known for being calm, thoughtful, and even reserved. Friends say he hated the nickname Fireball. To them, he was simply Glenn. He studied mechanical engineering at the University of Florida. He was intelligent, analytical, a driver who understood the machine as well as the competition. Roberts had a passion for racing, a determination, and a natural ability to drive a race car that has not been seen in many drivers since.
He had a sense of the public image. He always dressed neatly, handled himself well, learned to speak well, was good for the interviews, had the image of a professional athlete who happened to be one who drove race cars for a living and not play one of the stick and ball sports. But he was probably the original superstar of the sport. This was in the early 60s. He was pretty much the king of Daytona. At the time, they had the Hickok belt for outstanding athletes, and Fireball won it for his 1962 performance in Daytona when he won the pole in the qualifying race and the 500. First time the sweep was ever done. And went on and he won Darlington several times. He won the only caution-free race at Darlington in 63. But he was sought after by the media, and TV was in its infancy at the time, pretty much as far as race coverage goes, but he was one of the popular ones because he always looked good on TV. He had a photogenic face. He had the ability to speak to the cameras and to the fans, and was another one who would take his time and talk to fans or talk to industrial engineers. He wanted to be an automotive engineer at one time. He went to the University of Florida and studied automotive engineering. Unfortunately, the math courses knocked him out. He knew it worked. He just couldn't prove it did mathematically on a piece of paper, but he could prove it with a race car.
May 24th, 1964. The World 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. On lap 7, two cars collided ahead of Roberts, Ned Jarrett and Junior Johnson. Roberts swerved to avoid them, but his Ford slammed backward into the inside wall. flipped and erupted into flames.
There is a tremendous black cloud of smoke. It looks like a gasoline bomb was dropped back there.
Our cars wound up about 30 feet apart on the racetrack. I had gotten out of mine. It was burning, but had not started burning inside yet. Just as I did, I looked and saw Fireball was coming out of his car, trying to get out of it. And the first thing he said when I got to him, he was conscious, he was not injured in the wreck. He said, "Oh my God, Ned, help me, I'm on fire."
Witnesses said they heard him scream, "Ned, help me." Jarrett rushed into the fire and pulled Roberts from the burning wreck.
Rescue squad got there, and then I just turned it over to them. But not thinking that it was that bad. I knew that he'd got some burns. I got some burns in the face and on my hands, but his wasn't okay. And it finally took his life. But that was a sad day for the sport.
Roberts suffered second and third degree burns over 80% of his body. For weeks, he fought for his life. At times, it seemed he might survive, but complications, including pneumonia and sepsis, overwhelmed him. On July the 2nd of 1964, Glenn "Fireball" Roberts passed away at the age of 35. Fireball's passing shook NASCAR to its core. It forced the sport to confront the dangers of fire and inadequate safety equipment. His accident directly accelerated the adoption of fire retardant suits, fuel cell technology, improved cockpit designs, and mandatory safety protocols. Fireball's legacy is written not only in trophies, but in the lives saved by the safety standards that followed. Roberts was later honored as one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers in 1998. He was an inductee into the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in 1990, and in 2014 he was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Many still call him the greatest driver never to win a championship, a testament to his brilliance in an era when drivers often ran only partial seasons. Glenn "Fireball" Roberts lived fast, raced hard, and left a legacy that shaped the future of NASCAR. He was a pioneer, a superstar, and a symbol of courage in one of the world's most dangerous sports. More than half a century later, the roar of every engine on every superspeedway still echoes with the memory of Fireball Roberts, the man who helped ignite NASCAR's rise.